I'm supposed to skip this. We've seen that. That's just Naomi. Ooh. My chest is still all messed up, but we're vibing. Max has moved my box that I had. How dare he? Ooh. Oh. Okay. We got 2 more chapters. Sorry, I meant to text you, Tony. I just realized I forgot to text you. I'm so sorry. I 100% meant to. I'm so sorry. At least you got the notification. Oh, a Yuka now. Where am I? The first thing I saw when I opened my eyes was the ceiling of a dark, gloomy room with flickering, uncovered light bulbs. The random bursts of light they shone were so dim that they only just barely lit up the wood grain on the ceiling, enough to see the patterns in it. Ow. Okay, come on, the noise getting over here. I'm okay. That's good. At least you're okay. The back of my head hurt in the same way it would if somebody had just pulled my hair really hard. I couldn't do anything about it though, so I just frowned and waited for it to subside. I wondered if I'd hit my head somewhere. I can't remember a thing. I suddenly realized that my feet weren't touching the ground, and there was a cold sensation all along my back. I must have been lying down on a hard surface. I tried to move, but both of my arms and both my legs had gone to sleep, and they wouldn't budge. I just have to keep lying here until they woke up. I gave up on moving, and instead just stared up at the gloomy ceiling again. I don't like it. The wood grain looks like a person's face. I knew it wasn't actually a person, but it really did look like one, and he was glaring down with a hateful expression. It was creepy. Why does it look familiar? Where have I seen that face before? Oh, that was it. It looked like the Scream, that Munch painting that we studied in class. Except this face was screaming in anger. He hated me. Ugh, I'm really starting to get scared now. If only Big Brother were here with me. He'd just pat my head and laugh and tell me how silly I was being. Oh yeah, where is Big Brother? I was still a little disoriented, but I turned and twisted my head as best I could manage to see if I could find him anywhere nearby. Why was I sleeping in a place like this anyway? And why wasn't Big Brother at my side like he always was? I remember bringing Big Brother his umbrella, then doing some kind of charm with his friends, and then I was in this old school building. And then Big Brother and I were looking all over for a bathroom so I could go pee, and we got separated. Big Brother. So this is where I remembered Yuka in the science lab. I thought it was in the last game. Why were we in this school to begin with? Maybe the charm failed and this was our punishment? Maybe I was the one who messed it up? I probably shouldn't have even been there. If I hadn't asked him to help me try and find a bathroom, we wouldn't be separated right now. I should have just held his hand and not let go. I could have lasted a little longer without peeing. Then we'd still be together. What happened to me after that? That's right, I finally found a bathroom, but when I went inside, there were people hanging in there. Lots of them. I was so freaked out, I went back into the hall and collapsed on the floor. And then I was talking with someone. It was a boy who'd gotten separated from his little sister, I think. He said he'd help me find Big Brother. His name... That's right, his name was Yuya Kizami. It hurts, it really hurts. Why can't I move? Why? And then I realized that I couldn't see my arms. Where were they? Why weren't they at my sides? They were still numb too, so I couldn't feel where they were either. But I tried my best to move them anyway. You can barely hear me? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. I'm sorry. I was messing with audio settings. Let's see. Is this better? Is this better? A better volume? I'm sorry. That sounded like rope. Am I tied up? I thought maybe the reason I couldn't feel my arms or legs and couldn't move was because I was tied up really tight and it was cutting off my circulation. Come on, move! With some effort, I was finally able to move my fingertips. I started feeling everything I could, grateful even for this little bit of reassurance. Better. Sorry. And my audio settings, I think my like box got like bumped or something, and for some reason like even just the sound of my fan was like peaking my mic. So I was like adjusting the settings. I apologize. I feel something. The rope around my wrists had been tied up tight and looped many times over, and with the circulation trickling back into my hands, it was really painful. It hurts. It hurts. I was so scared, it felt like I'd forgotten how to breathe. Somebody's coming. The footsteps were echoing out in the hallway. They stopped right in front of this room. Big brother? Big brother? I wriggled in place and screamed as loud as I could. I didn't even care about the old, splintery rope cutting into my wrists and ankles anymore. Big brother! Big brother, save me! It's Yuka! I'm right here, please save me! You shouldn't ride around like that. The ropes will just hurt that much more. My apologies for the long wait. It's so dark in here, you must have been terrified. What's that face? Kizami! Are you alright, Yuka? He was looking at me with a caring, sympathetic smile on his face. He seemed to be really concerned about me. It's on me too since it's loud here. I'm in my room with the door closed, but it's still loud as hell. Yeah. Well, this isn't PG. This is a very gory game, Emma. It's not, there's no sexy stuff. It's just murder. Please save me. When I came to, I was all tied up. You were indeed, and I'm the one responsible for that. I wanted to make sure I never got separated from my dear little sister ever again. Little sister? You, of course. That's why I had to tie you down, so you wouldn't ever leave me. Why? Kizami, are you joking with me? Why, you ask? What a silly question. I already told you, because you're my little sister. What part of that did you not understand? I don't understand it at all. I'm not... We all know murder is cool. In the game, of course. Of course! There's innuendos. Yes, there's innuendos, but no one actually does the do. Well, you are still just a child, so maybe you're simply too young to comprehend. But worry not. Your big brother will tell you all about it. Kizami! We're siblings, after all. We simply have to reach an understanding. Mountain Dew does the do. Mountain Dew do. His eyes looked like they were staring far off into the distance, like he was in a trance. I'm scared. Big brother, I'm scared. Why was he doing this? Why did he tie me up? And why did he look so happy about it? I didn't get any of it. Every hair on my body was standing on end. I was terrified. Isn't there any way I can escape? The corners of my eyes were on fire. I couldn't stop myself from crying. Tears were flowing down my face like a waterfall. Kizami smiled too, then reached out and touched my cheek. His hand was ice cold. It was like there was no blood flowing through it at all, like the hand of a dead person. I've been waiting so long for you to wake up. Now, show me that spark of life. Put everything you've got into it, and cry for me, Yuka. Cry as loud as you can. He slowly and hesitantly took his hand off my cheek, then began walking around me, toward my feet. Then he gently grabbed my skirt with one hand and drew a knife from his breast pocket with the other. It's showtime! He's gonna tickle her, he's gonna tickle her feet! He's gonna tickle her little feetsies! There, just like that. That's the voice I've been longing to hear and the face I've been longing to see. It's only when one's terror and hopelessness reach their peak that the soul truly shines. I want to see more. Direct more of that at me. Yuka? Yuka, I know you're capable of shining even brighter. Well, don't worry. Your big brother will help reveal that light. Covered in blood and writhing in pain. True suffering is far, far prettier sight than this. This guy, but he's gross. Yeah, he was in the last game. He's like a psychopath. What's wrong, Yuka? This is no time to rest. The fun is only just beginning. So, why don't you try calling me Big Brother? Big Brother, save me. Big Brother, please, come save me. What are you saying, Yuka? Your big brother is right here. Look, right in front of your eyes. No, my big brother is... The panic and fear just kept getting more and more overpowering. I think I was hyperventilating. But Kizami showed no mercy. Instead, he reached out and grabbed my neck. Living rabbits really do make far too much noise. Can't breathe. What a thin neck you have. So soft and supple. I can feel your carotid artery and your cervical vertebrae perfectly. These muscles, this curvature, so sensual, like it was made for my hand. Is it painful? It must be painful. Puts the lotion in the basket vibes. This is your fault, you know. I'm your only big brother around here. With that, he let go of my neck, but then hastily pulled the knife in his hands right up to my face. He made sure I could see every inch of it clearly, and just held it there, slowly turning it, for what felt like an eternity. Have you gotten a good look at it, Yuka? The knife was stained with red splatter marks. No, not even red, just dark. It wasn't a color I knew well, but there was only one thing that it could have been. Blood! Oh, this? No need to worry. Kirizaki dirtied it a bit, but it still cuts like new. Yeah, he stabbed his friend. He stabbed his lifelong best friend in the last game and then kicked him down a hole. I was shivering so hard I could feel my teeth vibrating. A chill ran through every part of me, as if I was so afraid that it actually lowered my body temperature. The chattering coming from inside my mouth was getting louder and louder, to such an extent that even I was getting distracted by it. What a lovely face. My little sister is doing an excellent job, but her clothes are in the way. Kizami suddenly tore my uniform, exposing my stomach. What's this? Your belly is bouncy like a water balloon. It must be full of guts. He laid the knife blade flat across my belly button, and then the sudden sensation of the cold metal against my skin sent even more shivers up and down my spine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If it hurts, feel free to scream. Jesus Christ. I have a Sprite bottle, and it like settled and did that popping noise, and it scared the shit out of me. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Huh? Is that all you got? What's the matter, Yuka? You haven't given up already, have you? Not after I've finally gotten my hands on the little sister I've always wanted. My throat was completely dry. I actually wanted to cry for help, but the walls of my air pipes were sticking together. Breathing was hard enough. Answer me, Yuka. No. Ha, that's a good girl. Now it's time for the main event. Big brother, save me. Oh, I have to do the laugh? I can't do an evil laugh. Ha 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 ha. Mwahahahaha. Fear had taken over. I couldn't hold myself back. I knew it wouldn't go over well, and I knew it would hurt, but I forced myself to cry out. Big brother! Big brother! What is he doing? What was the pounding noises? I'm your big brother, remember? Apologize, Yuka. I'm sorry. Now that simply won't do. You have to say, Big brother, I'm so very sorry. Do it right this time. Big brother. My big brother isn't you, Kizami. I'm not your big brother. You bitch! Oh, what? What was that just now? Did I imagine it? Did she just pee herself? Yeah. Hate me so much it makes you wet yourself? Big brother. Oh, how very interesting. Even in such an embarrassing state, you'll still call out for help from your big brother? Pitiful. You're my adorable little sister, and I'm going to make you feel real good. So there's no need to lie there crying in your own urine. It's pitiful. Pitiful? Did I just look down at this girl and call her pitiful? Why? Why am I feeling pity for her? What's happened to me? Oh god, what did I walk into? The poor girl. How is it that even I can exhibit such useless, empty emotions? Is there still some remnant of potential within a man like me to birth these paltry platitudes? I'm not like the others, and yet, even I keep telling you, there's no way my little boy would do something like that. But I'm afraid it's true. Your little boy, Yuya, brandished a pair of scissors with intent to harm a fellow kindergarten student. So you're saying this was done on purpose? By the time we arrived on the scene, he was looking down his own bloodied hand and laughing. We've done everything we can for him on our end. How you wish to deal with him now is up to you. Dude, in kindergarten and he already stabbed a kid. But please, wait! I couldn't even manage to crush his eye. Ever since I was little, I've been unable to put myself in another man's shoes. I've possessed no sympathy, no empathy, and no respect for life. Yeah, me too, Tony. Slowly but surely, my parents started to see me like I was some kind of devil. They shunned me. They ignored me. They'd focus all their love and affection on my older brother and sister, on my highly successful and generally upstanding brother and sister. Everybody liked them, and I began to realize just how different life was for people who are well regarded. And since my parents had given up on me, those siblings were the only ones who ever looked after me. My brother was particularly obnoxious, always flaunting his honor student status and trying to make me into a good little boy. It was sickening. He'd use his standing as my elder to boss me around, and would even follow me to make sure I was behaving. But I did fight back once. Back in elementary school, I stood up to my older brother. What the hell are you doing? Yuya, what did you just burn? It was an animal. Oh, are you mad because it smells? I just killed it now, so it still had some blood left in it. It's going to smell no matter what. Oh! Ow! The hell was that, boy asshole? I honestly had no idea why he'd struck me, but this was the first time I've ever been on the receiving end of violence, and I was pissed. I tried to jump him, but he was just too big. I didn't stand a chance. Why do you have so little regard for life? How can you just kill another living creature? Why would you do something like that, Yuya? You shut the fuck up! I'm the one who found it. I can do whatever the hell I want with it. I couldn't believe the asshole actually threw a punch at me. I was determined to hit him back. I wasn't going to give up until I succeeded. Unfortunately, his size really was an insurmountable obstacle for me. My attempt to fight back was cut short by another, much harder blow to the same cheek. Now you listen to me! That was twice now! I was so going to make him pay. I swore I'd injure him. My punch was going to connect. If I couldn't hit him in the head, any other part of his body would do just as well. Damn it, just because you were born first, you think you're so tough? Well, if I was just a little bigger, You're not getting it! You need to grow up, Yuya. As long as you're not a complete idiot, you will understand what I'm telling you someday. Our physical differences now aren't going to mean a damned thing in the future. Mental growth is what matters most. I want you to become somebody who can sympathize with the pain other people feel. I could have sworn I saw tears welling up in his eyes. The hell was that about? He just beat me up and now here he was looking sad? Damn it. I'm not like you. Yes, you are. You're my little brother. You'll always be my little brother. Nothing can ever change that. I can still remember what a disgustingly sentimental look he was giving me when he said that. You can die too then. Just die. Die, die, die. I don't care if you're my brother. I'll kill... What the hell? Yuya, cut it out. Let me go. Get your hands off of me. Wait, asshole. Listen, mental growth is what matters most. Carve that into your heart. Never forget that. Fucking hypocrite. Ugh. He acts all kind, but his punches hurt like a son of a bitch. Yuya, are you alright? You didn't suffer any head trauma or anything, did you? Just leave me alone. You may not understand what he was trying to tell you right now, but one day, when you've grown up, you will. Neither of you know the first damn thing about me. Why? Why the hell was I the last one to be born? I want a younger sibling. Maybe then I'd have somebody... I'm talking too fast. I want a younger sibling. Maybe then I'd have some clue what the fuck you two are talking about. Man, I'd love the piss out of a younger brother or sister. And we do love you, Yuya. Both of us. We know that you're a good kid at heart. Come on, let's make a grave for this little critter. Okay, Yuya? A trash can would be just fine. Yuya! If you keep this up, you're going to be alone your whole life. My sister grabbed me by both of my shoulders and looked me right in the eyes when she said this. But I didn't care about a word she was saying. I just pushed her away. So you're doing this because you love me, huh? Don't act like you have the first clue what I'm all about, you lying bitch. Yuya, it's the truth. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. I won't lose to anyone either, and I certainly won't tolerate other people lying to me. Not ever. That's right. I've been like this for a long time. I've always tried to figure out how to intuit what others... What? I've always tried to figure out how to intuit what others are truly feeling, to get honest reactions out of them. That doesn't make sense. Like, intuition's a thing, but I've never heard intuit on its own. No one seems to understand that I'm incapable of understanding the people around me. That's why I've made a point of studying the world and keeping to myself, simply trying my best not to stand out. I play the part of a loner. I pretend I'm interested in boring conversations and smile. I pretend I care about the problems of others and fake a concerned expression. Not a single one of my classmates has ever caught on to the fact that it's all just make-believe. They greet me with smiles, and I see through their lies. They all act like they can judge a person based on his outward actions without ever seeing his true nature. Every one of them is completely deceived by my act. They're all empty-headed fools, worthy only of my contempt. They're just like my brother and sister, unforgivable cretins who lie to my face. That's why I've decided to conduct a little experiment. A way to see if I can really understand other people, and if I can make them understand me. I wonder if any of you were aware that all I ever wanted was to kill you. Like animals, humans are honest only when they're on the brink of death. They all look at me right in the eye and engage me in real, true dialogue. With rare exception. A fine answer. Just what I was hoping for. Show me more. Show me more of those naked emotions. Yes, sadly. I will not perform for you. Hey, he's a fucked up kid. There was one who held back the screams and begging and simply passed away in near silence. Therapy much? Dude, his fucking just abandoned him. His parents just abandoned him. Like, imagine, like, you find out that your kid stabbed another kid, so you just ignore him for the rest of his life. Like, you don't do anything about it. Like, kind of wild. The hell is that? You trying to stand up for me? Stand up to me? Oh yeah, I remember her dying in the last game. It was a thoroughly unsatisfying kill. There needs to be more mutual understanding. I'd expected to see some change within myself after coming to this place. But there was nothing. I killed, but felt no remorse, no sympathy, none of the emotions I was supposed to feel. Yuya, all life is equal. Don't ever forget that. All life is equal, huh? Yeah, sure it is. It's all exactly the same when it's snuffed out. I don't know it was him who killed her. Yeah, last game when he was chasing around Yuka for a while, you come across him like over her body laughing. And that's when she runs away. But I suppose there is one difference, even if it feels the same. After committing the sin of ending a human life, there's no turning back, no redemption. I didn't regret what I'd done, but it did make me realize that I had no prospects now, no future. What was that? Did I just feel pity for someone? My stomach's all growly. Yes, that was it, even then. This odd sensation of taking pity on another human being. You're really shaking. Are you alright? Oh, so this is when they first met up. I have to go to the bathroom. There we go. That badly? Why have you held it in for so long? I was with my big brother until just a moment ago, but we got separated. Didn't you tell your big brother that you needed to use the restroom? I did, but we just kept finding unusable bathrooms. And I thought about going somewhere else, but I didn't want my big brother to see me do that, so... What a devoted little sister. Yes, this is just what I've been looking for. A being far weaker than I, whom I'm tasked to protect. This is it. This is exactly it. Mwah! Is something wrong, Kizami? If I had this girl by my side, this girl upon whom I actually took pity, then maybe there could still be a future even for a man like me. Indeed, if I'm capable of feeling sorry for someone, then maybe there still exists some means of atoning for my sins. If I could just live with this little girl. So, how about it? Will you live with me? Huh? What? I think I'll be okay on my own. I'll look for my big brother by myself. And that's when she runs away. By yourself? Why? The laugh is making me laugh. My laugh or his laugh? After I finally found a little sister. I mean, weren't all the people that he killed already beings weaker than him? But they were all like his peers. You know, like... He had issues from when he was a kid and his older brother beat him up in that flashback we saw. So, like, he wants somebody that, like, he fully overpowers. Like, younger than him, smaller than him, couldn't do anything to him. Whereas his peers, they can kind of put up a fight, kind of a thing. Why must even she distance herself from me? No. No! My evil laugh. I try my best. I'm not evil. Run, rabbit, run! Bad rabbit, you're coming with me. You see, this is what happens when you disobey your big brother. Yuka. Mwahahahahaha. I'd been screaming and crying so much that my throat was now bone dry. I couldn't manage any more than a whimper. My throat was actually in a lot of pain. It burned like somebody had cut it wide open. Kizami had raised the knife as if he were about to kill me, but for some reason, he just froze like that. And all I could do was lie there, struggling to breathe. Aside from his heavy panting, I could only hear the sound of my own chattering teeth. I don't want to die. I want to see my big brother again, even if it's just one last time. I breathed in as deeply as I could, then mustered every last bit of strength I had. I wanted to call out with all my might. I wanted to call for help. Big brother. No good. The sentiment was there, but the words couldn't possibly have been heard by anyone else, except the person I didn't want to hear them. Big brother won't know to come help me if that's as loud as I can go. Big brother! Big brother! Big brother! My strained scream seemed to have snapped Kazami out of his trance. He brought the tip of his knife down onto my cheek, but didn't break the skin. You do know that no matter how much you scream, nobody's going to come save you, right? He was looking down at me with a blank, empty eyes. It was like he'd just woken up from a really long dream. Big brother is going to come. I was absolutely certain about that. He may not have found me yet, but I knew he was looking. He was worried and looking all over for me. It was only a matter of time. Big brother is my prince after all, and the prince always comes to rescue his princess. Okay, that makes it sound creepy, because that makes it sound like y'all are a couple. Don't do that. He's not coming. After all, he's already here. Your big brother is right here. He is... Shut your mouth. My struggle to get out the words came to an abrupt end as Kazami's hand pressed down hard on my face, covering my nose and mouth and suffocating me. For all the pain and fear I was feeling, I knew I had a chance to fight back, so I opened my mouth and I bit down hard on his palm. I must have bitten even harder than I thought. I could taste his blood. It was warm and minerally and slid down my parched throat, easing a little bit of the pain and dryness. He is coming! Big brother is coming for sure! I just kept shouting. I didn't care if these were the last words I ever said. I had no regrets. I just wanted to cry out. Big brother! Big brother, big brother, big brother! He's not coming. He's not coming. He's not coming. Your big brother is not coming. Okay. It all happened in an instant. Kazami just grabbed his head in both hands and let out a cry of pain that didn't even sound human. What is it? What is this? What the hell is this voice I'm hearing? Did I really want a little sister? I did. I wanted a little sister. Someone weaker than I. Yes, someone who needed me. But was it really a little sister that I wanted? That's right. If I had a little sister, I'd change. Cyberpunk in the lead? Yeah. I think it's like a shoo-in at this point. We got 2 more days, but currently it's the leader. My head! Vita's upset. He grabbed his head again and began stumbling around. He looked like he was in real pain. There was even tears in his eyes. Damn it. God damn it all! What does it all mean? I don't need a reason. Not now. It's too late for that. This is who I am now. This is what I've become. Everything is mine. I've stomped out everyone in my way and I've held my head high the entire time. Ugh. Ow. Are you okay? Does your head hurt? I have some headache medicine in my pocket. You can take some if you want. Oh! What the hell is happening to him? So it's gotta be like the darkness or something in like his head. I don't know. How has it come to this? If I had a little sister, maybe I'd have acted more like a big brother should. Yes, I'm sure of it. I'd have been just like my asshole brother when he was crying over me. Kazami? He fell to his knees and just stayed like that, not moving, maybe not even breathing. Tell me how you really feel. After another unnerving yell, the huge man with the hammer just stood there, staring at me. He had blood splattered all over him. Somehow, though, I got the impression he wasn't going to attack me. Are you here to save me? Batman down to 5. Oh, no. He reached out one hand toward me, slowly and gently. Though it may have been a little too slowly. He moved like a zombie, as if I were watching a TV show in slow motion. What's wrong? It almost seemed like he was afraid of me, but I was just a little girl who tied to a table. What could he possibly think I'd do to him? Is there someone else here? He didn't answer. I wasn't even sure he'd heard the question. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking past me. I want to know what you're looking at. Kill her. His mournful yell echoed throughout the room. My arms and legs suddenly went slack. I felt like I could move them now. Oh, did he just cut the rope? Slowly, I opened my eyes and confirmed that this enormous man had just smashed apart the dry knots that were holding my hands and feet in place. I knew I didn't have much time. I tried my hardest to wake up my sleeping hands and feet and shake the broken, splintered ropes from my wrists and ankles. Kill her! He don't want to. Oh, should we do another vote? Let's run another vote, guys. Everyone queue up. I'm only gonna run it for 1 minute this time, but give me 1 second. I just gotta get it open. Do 1 minute. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Here, I'll have the game sounds playing. Boom, 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 boom. Have y'all voted? Okay, it looks like everyone's picking option 1. A few more seconds for anyone else, if anyone else has to vote. And there we go. Looks like everyone voted for option 1. After brushing the last piece of rope off my body, I leaped to the ground and began searching the room for the best escape route. The huge man may have freed me from my ropes, but I was clearly still in danger. Ugh, my hands and feet are still numb. I don't know if I can do this. There was still big, indented rope burns on my wrists and ankles, limiting my blood circulation. I wouldn't be moving comfortably for a while yet. Ow! The back door of the classroom was wide open. It seemed broken, actually. It looked like the huge man must have busted in with his hammer when he came attacking. I decided to make a break for it. First, I tried sidestepping past him, doing everything I could to tread lightly and keep my arms outstretched so the blood would flow to them again. But then, I heard the floor creak behind me. I was too late. There was nowhere left to run. Oh! The giant hammer struck my right arm, instantly fracturing it severely. The spray of blood from the impact even got in my eyes. The huge man raised his hammer in the air again. He swung with perfect precision, and I was down, but he wasn't stopping. Both my arms and legs had been completely destroyed. They looked like giant swatted bugs on the desk, just a mess of bloody chunks. Wrong end, wrong end. The last swing hit so hard that it broke the whole desk behind me. I found myself rolling painfully onto the ground. When I hit, there was less of a thud and more of a plop. Bits of my arms and legs went flying everywhere. And then I realized it wasn't just bits. What was left of my extremities was so damaged that it all just literally snapped off my body. No, this had to be a nightmare. It couldn't be real, could it? I really was like a swatted bug. I looked and felt the part completely. I didn't want to give up, even though I knew I was doomed. I tried to roll myself toward the door, but that went about as well as you might expect. My head was stuck on something, and waves of pain was shooting through my entire torso. I wasn't going to last much longer. Welcome! I could see the hammer coming down onto my head. And then, for a split second, I could see in two opposite directions at once as my skull cracked down the middle like a watermelon. Well, we got the watermelon ending. Remember all, you guys voted for it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Okay, so this time we'll consider other options. Bam, 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 bam. Consider other options. My arms and legs were still so numb that I couldn't trust myself to get out of the room safely. I had to think of something else. I had to buy some time. We gotta do better, Tony. It seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and I couldn't really... It seemed like the little girl was pulling the huge man's strings, and he didn't really want to hurt me. So maybe I could reason with him. What are you doing? Kill her! Oh, what's wrong? He suddenly doubled over and began clawing at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. This is the part where Destiny questions whether or not she wants to trust us in the future. I'll still do chat interaction, don't worry, don't worry. It's just you guys suffer the consequences. Reasoning with him wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win. Now might be my best chance to escape. Oh, search mode? There's a faucet here, but I don't know if it'll actually work. That's what I thought, no water. My throat is so dry. Oh, it's getting red. What do I do? There has to be some way out of this. No. It's a decayed skeletal corpse. There's nothing about its outward appearance that gives any clear indication of age or gender. However, there's a student ID name tag. Cool. The windows are paneled and don't seem to have any means of being opened. It's pitch black outside. I guess it must still be nighttime. If I don't hurry, he's going to get up. I might be able to get out from the front. No, the huge man is there and I can't get past him. Maybe if I find some way to distract him, I can make a break for it. What do I distract him with? There's nothing else. Yeah, no water. I'm gonna die now, huh? What do I do? There has to be some way out of this. What's going on? Am I fainting? I couldn't move any part of my body. I'd just fallen completely limp and my vision had gone black. I felt like I was being swallowed up by the darkness and there was nothing I could do to stop it. It was sleeping into every part of me. Big brother, help. Did I get a wrong end? Because I clicked on too many things? Okay, so don't click on the faucets. Well, I didn't see like anything else to click on. I'm so confused. Well, we got wrong end 1 and 2. We're just going the completionist route, guys. Don't worry. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is after we made the decision. I have to... Oh, no, never mind. Consider other options. After brushing the last piece of rope off my body, I leaped to the ground and began searching the room for the best escape route. The huge man may have freed me from my ropes, but I was clearly still in danger. My hands and feet are still numb. I don't know if I can do this. There were still big, indented rope burns on my wrists and ankles, limiting my blood circulation. I wouldn't be moving comfortably for a while yet. The back door of the classroom was wide open. It seemed broken, actually. Oh, wait, did I pick the wrong option? I picked the wrong option. I thought I said consider other options. I'm sorry. Okay. I thought I hit the correct option. We try again. We try again. This time I'll make sure I click the right one. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. For realsies this time. This time we're gonna get out of the room. Okay, consider other options. What's wrong? He suddenly doubled over and began clawing at his throat, seemingly in a great deal of pain. Reasoning with him wasn't going to work. He was too unstable, and if it came down to me or the little girl, I was pretty sure I wouldn't win. Now might be my best chance to escape. Okay, what else can we click on? Oh, that! What's that? There's a bottle on the ground filled with a transparent liquid. Take it? Take it. I wonder what's in here. It's not water, is it? Acquired hydrochloric acid. Yeah, don't drink that. How long are you planning to squat there like that? Kill her. Instinctively, I threw the glass bottle at the huge man with the hammer. He flinched and stumbled backwards. His hammer was still raised, however, and smashed into one of the light bulbs on the ceiling, shattering it. It's dark, but I might be able to get away now. The feeling had begun returning to my legs, so I wasted no time. Habitually yelling, "Excuse me," as I left, I darted through the dark lab, using what I remembered of the layout to avoid obstacles and reach the door. There we go. Sachiko's pissed. Hey, did you do that on purpose? Worthless scum. Fix it or you get no more rewards from me. Just go after her already. How many times have we crossed paths with that girl now? Maybe she has the paper scrap to keep her safe. Her fate hasn't been sealed yet. I have to find somewhere to hide. I could hear the sounds of someone else running, just a short distance in front of me. I couldn't make out who it was with any certainty, but I did briefly catch a glimpse of a figure retreating into the darkness, and it looked like Big Brother? That was Big Brother just now, wasn't it? I took off in pursuit. If that was Big Brother, then I just had to catch up with him. Big Brother! Big Brother! He mustn't have heard me. His pace never slowed, and I saw him disappear around a corner. He's not stopping. I have to go after him. Big Brother! Okay, well, it said that he went around a corner. That way, or? We're literally just one tile away from the lab. You didn't run for very long, ma'am. So, disappearing around a corner, does that mean going this way? It's really cold in here. It's a wooden shelving unit with a glass door. It doesn't seem to be locked. Unfortunately, there's nothing useful inside. Now's no time to search shelves anyways. I have to find my big brother. He's like right outside. There's no taking it back. There's no going back. There's no... The paper is torn at this point, cutting off the rest of the sentence. Does he like automatically know where I am, or... Am I gonna get caught, or... Big Brother, where did you go? It's too quiet. I don't think he came this way. I should look for him back in the main hallway. Okay, so back this way then. He's not in here either. Big Brother! Didn't they find her in the second wing in the first game? He'll find me if I stay in here. Is this another thing where I can only click on certain things? Like, should I just move on? Big brother. Big brother, are you in here? It's Yuka. If you're here, please come out. He's not in here either, and I don't see any good places to hide. The floor seems like it could give way at any moment. I'm scared. Big brother, where did you go? Is the big man not chasing us anymore? There's literally nothing in there. Okay. Nyom, nyom. He's not in here. Huh. He's nowhere. May I have those fingernails? Okay. He said no. He wants to keep his fingernails. He's selfish. It's Yuka. If you're here, please come out. I like that she could talk perfectly fine now. Like it said all that stuff about how she was like so thirsty and that nothing would work. And now she's just fine. She drank a little bit of Kazami's blood and she's just okay. I feel like we have to go to the second wing because that's where she gets found in the first game, but I feel like we probably have to check everything first. Oh, what's that noise? Suddenly, my field of vision started going topsy-turvy. Was I falling? It was an earthquake, but there was more than just that. The floor beneath me was moving up and down in time with the quake's left and right motion. Big brother! Big brother! I tried putting one hand on the floor to balance and I gotta slow down. I tried putting one hand on the floor for balance and getting back to my feet. I need to keep going after Big Brother, otherwise I'll lose his trail. I thought I'd done it. I was standing now, and had started getting used to the vibrations. As long as I hugged the walls, I could walk. But that all quite literally came crashing down around me soon enough. The wildly shaking floor cracked, then crumbled, and I was free falling. Ah! I think I may remember what this is. Oof. Oh no, never mind. I raised my head and found myself lying on top of a piece of rubble. I wasn't too much worse for the wear, though, all things considered. Where am I? I looked all around me frantically, but saw nothing even remotely familiar. This was definitely someplace new. And it didn't feel much like a school anymore. The walls and floor were made from packed dirt, with only railroad ties keeping it all together. Why do I keep yawning? I'm free falling. It's really musty down here. I knew I was underground. I had to be. It just felt that way. There were no windows anywhere, and based on the smell, there was no ventilation either. It's really hard to breathe. Oh no, Big Brother! Big Brother might have gotten caught off guard by that earthquake too, I thought. He could be down here. It was a big one after all. Maybe he was injured. Maybe he couldn't move. I have to find him right away. I tried pushing myself up from the pile of rubble, ready to shoot to my feet and continue the search. That didn't last long, however. My hands and feet were still a little numb from the ropes, making it hard to keep my balance. I fell back onto my butt. My underwear was completely waterlogged, like a full sponge. It squished unpleasantly on the debris, sending a cold chill through my entire body. What's going on? I reached down and felt it, and was absolutely soaked through. It would take forever for it to dry. That's right. I forgot I peed myself. I was so wrapped up in running for my life and chasing after Big Brother, I didn't even notice the wetness, but now I couldn't get it out of my mind. It's so gross. Tears were welling up in my eyes. How could I be so pathetic? I forced myself to my feet, doing my best to try to ignore the squishy sensation. I wouldn't be able to ignore it for long, though. My panties were noticeably heavier now, and the urine they absorbed was practically ice cold. I couldn't go on like this. Why does it have to be, like, so detailed? I was going to get a rash or catch pneumonia or something, and every step was going to be on its own form of mushy, gushy hell. You're not going to get pneumonia from wet underwear, just saying. But what could I do? I could take them off, but then what? Carry them with me? Ew. Leave them on the floor for somebody else to find? No thanks. Big Brother. I swallowed my pride, held back my tears as best as I could, and waddled onward. Isn't there anywhere I can go to get these off? Now we're in the bunker. Storehouse? The door won't open. Is it locked? I'll have to find someplace else. I like how that door is like covered in blood. Like completely soaked in blood, and she's just unconcerned. Oh, the girls' room. This wasn't the original girls' room that she hid them in, but it'll do. Is this an actual bathroom? There are no protective seals, and no weird smells. The only bathrooms I'd seen up to this point were unusable. Charms on the door, mysteriously sealing the room shut, bodies hanging in the stalls. But this looked to be a completely normal bathroom. Certainly the most normal I'd seen since getting stuck in this place anyway. Oh, okay, go in. What do I have to do? I can't, what? There's a loose piece of wood on the ground here. Okay, we'll take it. This might be useful for something. Why don't you go in and take off your underwear? Oh, I wonder if I can get in the stalls. I tried pulling up one of the wooden stall doors. I combined door and stall. Store. Is anybody in here? I listened carefully for any hint of a response, even going so far as to hold my breath. I guess if somebody did respond, it would be pretty scary. But there wasn't a single sound to be heard. The entire room was dead silent. The walls were made from packed dirt, after all, and there was a lot of moisture in the air. Effectively, this whole place was naturally soundproofed. This is perfect. There's nobody else around. Huh. I backed away from the stall slightly and almost tripped over a fairly sizable crack in the ground, about 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick. Thank you for measuring it. Ow. Ow. This might be a good spot to hide them. Finally, I was able to get out of those waterlogged underwear. Despite being alone, I still crouched down and removed them as discreetly as I could. I then stuffed them tightly into the crack I discovered. The hole's not big enough. Some of it's still sticking out. If only there was just a little more space. What do I do now? I know, I can use this piece of wood to dig in there and make it bigger. Used piece of wood. I'm so glad Big Brother didn't have to see me doing this. Please, don't let anybody find me until I'm done. Especially not Big Brother. Not that Big Brother would be likely to wander into a girl's bathroom. But it was possible, given the circumstances. So just to be safe, I figured it couldn't hurt to pray that that didn't happen. Maybe I should stuff them down even farther. It'd be embarrassing if anyone were to find these, after all. Okay. My underwear was now totally buried, out of sight. My underwear was now totally buried and out of sight. There was no way anyone could come across it if they didn't know it was there. Satisfied, I stood up. It's so drafty now. But it's still a lot better than wearing wet underwear. It's been nothing but earthquakes since we got here. I wonder if this place will be okay. It seems even older than the school building. I peeked my head out from the bathroom and looked around. Nobody's out there, right? Big Brother? Big Brother! My voice echoed a lot louder than I was expecting. It actually surprised me. Considering the wet dirt walls, I didn't think sound would travel that far. Ugh. Is my tongue still blue? Yeah. My tongue is still blue. I had an airhead. I just noticed that. If any of Big Brother's friends are nearby, please. I really want to wash my hands. I began walking through the hall once again, this time a bit slower and more unevenly due to exhaustion. Anything at this dead end? Nope. Last time there was like a body at each one of the dead ends, not this time. The door is sealed firmly shut. There's no way to open it. Rip to the boys. Only the girls get to go to the bathroom. Death room! Woo! It's our favorite room! It's really dark in here. Doesn't look very dark to me. Body? It's a set of skeletal remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine gender from clothing or build alone, but there is a student ID name tag nearby, bearing a traditionally feminine name. Komashiro Trade School, Sakura Matoi. There's a cabinet here that looks big enough to fit a whole person inside. It might make a good hiding spot. Oh, my neck. If anyone comes, maybe I should close myself inside here. But if anybody did come, it would be really scary, so maybe I should just get out of this room while I can. Speak of the devil. The door to the room suddenly slammed shut, and the inside of it was missing its doorknob, rendering it unopenable. It seemed I'd been locked in. What do I do? Is there anything in here I can use in place of a doorknob? That's a tall order. Huh. There's a fairly large stone sitting on the heavy wooden table. Take it? Okay. We'll take a rock. Acquired stone. If I bang this against the door with all my might, maybe I can bust it open. Here we go. No good. It didn't even budge. Oh no, I think he noticed me because of all the noise I'm making. I need to find a way out of here quickly. I quietly and gently returned to the stone to its original spot. There are thoroughly decomposed remains on the table here. Based on general appearance and what's left of the deceased's clothing, they appear to be a very young girl. Her name tag is still affixed to her chest. Great Harbor Elementary School, Mako Sakurai. I don't know what else would be in this room. You can interact with that. There's a nail puller shoved in the sink's drain. Okay, pull it out? Yep, let's pull it out. Acquired nail puller. If I stick this into the door, I might just be able to use it like a doorknob. It worked! Now I can get out of here. And the giant man just isn't here yet. Okay. Let's see. Those are dead ends. That's a dead end. Let's check this one first. Bam, 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 bam. Nothing here. Gotta make sure that we're not missing anything little, because we know this game likes to hide little things. Oh, we didn't get to go in the body pool last game. It's a newly deceased corpse, practically still warm. It's easy to tell at a glance that this was a female junior high school student. There's a student ID name tag on the ground at her feet. Shobu University Middle School, Michi Moritoshi. Okay. Dead body here? No dead body here? Okay. Body pool. Anybody want to go for a swim? The door to this particular room was shuddering ever so slightly, as if there was a breeze blowing against it gently from inside. I think I can open this. Slowly and hesitantly, I put both hands on the doorknob and started to turn. I guess I can go in. Alright, let's see what's in here. I hope it connects to an exit somewhere. It smells awful. As soon as the door opened even a crack, a powerful, horrible stench slammed into my face and twisted around my nasal cavities like a jet of water. This is the smell of something rotting. I was instantly feeling nauseous and lightheaded, as if I was suddenly deprived of oxygen. I can't do this. I need to get out of here. That sounded like water. Is there water in here? Holding my nose, I stepped back into the room and crept toward the sound of the noise. If there were water here, maybe I could wash my hands, I thought. Where is it? My extreme thirst came back in full force as well. Clean water was the greatest thing I could have possibly found at this point. I accidentally kicked over a bucket, spilling its contents onto the ground in front of me. Countless flies immediately flew out from the overturned bucket and began swarming all around me. Their buzzing wings sounded right up against my ears, as if they were attacking me. I let go of my nose and began flailing my arms wildly, attempting in vain to drive them away. I can't even see my hands in front of my face. As I haphazardly stumbled forward, I found my foot splashing in shallow liquid. Mere moments later, my hand came in contact with a wall and brushed against a switch. I heard a faint clicking sound, and then the lights blinked on, and I got a clear look at the room I was standing in. What is this place? Are those bodies? A large portion of the floor had been dug into something resembling a pool, which was filled with stagnant, discolored water and dismembered bodies. The bodies were decomposing a lot faster than they naturally would on account of the wetness. Most of them had swarms of maggots instead of faces. Several bodies had actually washed up on the ground outside the pool as well. Those few that still had limbs looked like they may lose them at any moment. Their torsos were all swollen and black, and everything else was bone white. Why are there so many bodies in one place? The closest body was spurting a sappy mucus from its nose and mouth, staring at me with an ugly, mean expression. The thick fluid coming out of it was reddish-brown in color and seemed to be a disgusting mixture of blood and dead bugs. What's that sound? Some sort of huge door high along the top of the wall opened up, and I could clearly feel a breeze blowing through the room. It was a trash chute? If I climb up here, maybe I can get back into the school building. What is that? I can hear something. It's getting closer. I was afraid of what might be coming through that hole, so I put some distance between it and myself. Something heavy fell from above and splashed into the pool, spraying my face with rotten, stagnant water. A body! A body! It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. The body that had just fallen into the pool of the water was wearing a school uniform. As soon as it touched the liquid, it began bubbling and melting into it as if it was a bag of ingredients tossed into the stew pot. One of the poor victim's lungs floated up to the surface, giving the whole scene even more of a sick, soup-like appearance. I need to get out of here now. I can't stay in here any longer. I dragged my wet foot on a dry part of the ground for a second or two, then made a dash for the door. She didn't like that room. As soon as I was back out in the hall, I fell to my knees in shock. I couldn't even move. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me, and I'm trying to oh my gosh. The smell of death and decay was still sticking to me, and still trying to snake its way up into my nose. It was all I could do to not throw up on the spot. I hadn't eaten anything for hours, so I'm not even sure what I would have actually thrown up, but I still felt like I had to, more strongly than ever before. Maybe it would have been best just to let it come out. I'm sure I would have felt better afterwards. But I honestly didn't want to see my own vomit right now. And not after all the other disgusting things I'd seen. I'd have enough. Why has all of this happened? At times like this especially, I really longed for my big brother. If only he were here with me. I cried out for him as if in prayer. Big brother, please, come save me. Come save me. I can't move. Oh, I thought that was mocking. Oh, okay, we'll do it again. Come save me. I can't move. Is somebody there? Is somebody there? I thought it was like Sachiko mocking her. Oh, it kind of was, I guess. It hurts. There was a little girl here with an arm outstretched, begging for help. I rushed over to her side. Didn't you just see her? You even said that I thought you said you saw her when you were in the room with the giant man. What's wrong? Are you alright? She was faintly glowing. Is she a ghost? My stomach really hurts, and my chest feels like it's on fire. She seems to be in a lot of pain, but all I can do for her is... Here? I don't see any injuries. Is it painful? It hurts. All I could do for her was offer physical comfort. If I rubbed her back, maybe she'd feel better. Thanks. I'm sorry. This is all I know how to do. It feels a little better now. Does it? I'm so glad to hear that. The girl grimaced again, as if she were experiencing some new pain all of a sudden. You shouldn't push yourself too hard, okay? Okay. So, did you get lost in here too? I don't know. I just woke up in here. Woke up? And I've been so alone. Oh, so you've been all alone all this time? You've been a real trooper then. I gently brushed my hand against the little girl's face, wiping away the tears. I'd only just met her, but I already really felt for her. She had it a lot worse than I did. So tell me, what's your name? Sachiko. Your name is Sachiko? Uh-huh. I'm Yuka. Yuka Mochida. Yuka. Big sister Yuka. Big sister? You want me to be your big sister? Huh? Oh, it's just a little weird to hear somebody call me big sister, that's all. But I like it. I took Sachiko's tiny little hand in my own and pulled her to her feet. There we go. You can stand, right? Sachiko's hand was so thin and light compared to my own. Not just light, it almost felt like it was completely weightless. I guess she really is a ghost. Sachiko noticed me staring at her, and I must have had quite the look on my face. This seemed to bother her, so I did my best to force a smile. I'm sure she was worried I'd leave her all by herself again, and I wanted to make sure she knew I was here for her. What's wrong, big sis? Huh? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking about something else. I'm sorry. Sachiko lowered her head and looked like she was about to cry. Why are you apologizing? Because I think I'm a ghost. I'm different from you, big sis. So I'm sorry if I scare you. Huh. Was just my fear really upsetting this little girl so much? That's terrible. I took Sachiko's hand in both of mine, turning to face her and ducking down a little so our eyes were level. It's okay. I am scared of ghosts, but I'm not scared of you. I promise. You're not scared? For real? No, I'm not. I'm not scared of you, Sachiko. Big sis, are you going to leave me? I did have to think for a moment, since I knew I couldn't take a ghost with me very far, but in the end, I also knew I couldn't just leave her. Well, will you come with me to look for my big brother? Your big brother? Yeah, he's really kind, dependable person. I'm sure he'll be really nice to you too, Sachiko. Her head was still down, but her eyes were peeking up at me. She looked nervous, but for the first time since we started talking, she also looked hopeful. You don't mind if Sachiko comes with you? Sure, you're not alone anymore. Yuka, your big sister is right here for you. Honestly, I was lonely too. I probably wanted her with me just as badly as she wanted somebody with her, ghost or not. Come on, Sachiko, let's go. I turned to head back down the hall, but was stopped by Sachiko tugging back on my uniform. She was wearing a forced smile on her face, but still looked uneasy. Big sis, will you do what I say? What you say? What was she going to tell me to do? I was so surprised by the question, I wasn't sure how best to respond, but the longer I thought about it, the more uneasy she looked, so... your big sister will listen to any request you make. Really? Uh-huh, you can ask me anything you want, anytime. Okay. There was clearly something specific she had in mind, but I wasn't going to push her about it. She'd ask when she was ready. She seemed satisfied with my answer and let go of my uniform, and so... hand in hand, we continued down the hall in search for my big brother. This can only go poorly. So up here, I guess? Another body? It's a set of skeletal remains. There doesn't seem to be any way to determine gender or age, but there is a student ID name tag lodged in its eye socket, identifying these remains as likely having belonged to a male junior high school student. Cool. Okay, well, we went down both of those ways, so... maybe I can go in the storehouse now? That was the room I couldn't go into. Doesn't seem like we can get it open. No, it doesn't. I wonder what Big Brother would do at a time like this. Do you miss your big brother? Uh-huh, I miss him a lot. I hope we can get this door open. Door's locked up tight. I don't think we ever looked in this hall, did we? I guess we might have. Okay, well, there's only a few things that we can even get into. So... let's go check back over here. Nope. Is there anything else in the girls' room? Ah, Sachiko! There's nothing over that way, so let's not go there, alright? Really? Is it okay to skip over it, though? It's fine. I was really thorough. Come on, we have to find Big Brother and get out of here. Oh, okay then. Okay, Yuka. So, I just assume it wants me to go in the death room or the body pool. I guess Big Brother really isn't in here. I guess not. Sachiko, have you seen anyone else in here besides me? Uh-huh. That's all she said, and then silently she squatted on the ground and wrapped her arms around her knees. What's wrong? Are you hurt? Big sis, I'm cold. You're cold? I'd be so lost playing a game like this on my own. Yeah, you've seen me get lost multiple times. She nodded firmly, almost exaggeratedly. I guess that makes sense. If a ghost can feel pain, there's no reason she couldn't also feel changes in temperature. Poor girl. As if to show me just how cold she was, she started visibly shivering. Hey, Sachiko, is there anything I can do to make you feel better? Anything? Uh-huh. You've been through so much already. I don't want you to have to go through anything else. So if I can help, just tell me. In that case, can I have those? She was pointing at my feet. In my socks? This was the first time I noticed that Sachiko was walking around barefoot. Oh. I was so busy worrying about myself and about finding my big brother that I'd completely failed to pay any attention to poor Sachiko's appearance. I'm sorry, I didn't notice earlier. It's alright. Sachiko shook her head. If I'm supposed to be her big sister, I really need to be more observant. I need to pay more attention. If I were big brother, I would have noticed it right away and given her my shoes. But it wasn't too late. I took off my shoes and socks and offered them to Sachiko. They were a little wet, but still better than walking around on those cold dirt floors and bare feet. I didn't really like the idea of doing that myself, but just one look at this poor lost soul's shaking form convinced me I was doing the right thing. Thank you, big sis. Sachiko took the socks, leaving the shoes in my hand. Are you okay with only socks, Sachiko? You don't want to wear my shoes over them? I'm okay. If I took both, then you'd be barefoot. She flashed a gentle smile at me, which stayed on her face the whole time she slowly put on both of my socks. I don't want my big sister Yuka to get hurt after all. Well, that's very thoughtful of you, Sachiko. I patted her head, just like Big Brother always did to me. I love you, big sis. Her smile had grown. It now stretched from cheek to cheek, and I began to feel like I'd do anything at all to keep her happy. I wondered if this was how Big Brother felt when I smiled at him like that. Let's do our best in here, Sachiko. Despite the severity of the situation, I was in high spirits. I almost forgot just how horrible this place really was. Do our best? Uh-huh. Let's do our best to find Big Brother. Huh? Sachiko, did you say something? I thought that was a giggle, but it sounded different somehow. Like her voice had changed to somebody else's. Or someone else was here. Uh-huh. You're so cute. I just want to mess you right up. Huh? What? I didn't say anything. Oh, guess it was just my imagination then. What is it they usually say in movies? Must have been the wind. Not too likely in a stagnant underground bunker like this, but still. I think I'm just getting paranoid. I need to pull myself together. I'm her big sister after all. I put on the bravest face I could manage and marched back into the hall, pausing only to make sure Sachiko was still behind me. So, body pool it is then? Big sis? Sachiko had come to a halt and was grabbing loosely on the cuff of my skirt to stop me as well. What's wrong? I don't like this place. It feels scary. Yeah, it does. I don't want to be here either. How about we go over there instead? Okay. Partially decomposed corpse. Possible to determine. Yeah. We got some name tags. So I have to click on all of them and get all of their name tags. Oh. Do just none of them else have name tags? Only the one had a name tag? Okay. Cool. Name tag. Is that like a heart? That looks like a heart just laying on the ground. Bucket? Rope? Nothing? Nothing? What else am I supposed to look at? Like, what else am I supposed to look at? Looked at all the bodies. Okay, is that just like it? Like, I don't know what it wants me to do now. Because we already looked at this body. Do I have to pull up the wiki again? Which one is this? This one's called Meyer. Oh no, this has got to be what, 7? So tooth? No, it's not that. This gives you like such like a loose walkthrough. Like, it says, go to death room, go to girl's bathroom, and then the next step is examine the pile of mattresses. Because you were the newest sub. So on the bottom it goes with newest follower, newest donation, and then newest bits, and then newest sub. I gifted you a sub the other day, so you're the newest sub. Like, examine the pile of mattresses where? Everything's saying to go back to the girls' bathroom. Oh, it let me in the storehouse? No. It just won't open, will it? Nope. We have a lot of the darkening right now. I think clicking on all the bodies might have messed me up, but it's okay. Big sis? What is it? Is something wrong? It's my feet. My feet hurt. Your feet? The soles of Sachiko's feet seemed to be bothering her quite a bit. As we stood there, I noticed she was fidgeting in place, trying not to stand on them. I guess they would hurt, huh? You've been walking around in just socks, after all. She said nothing else. She just stared at my feet. She seemed to want my shoes now, but didn't want to say anything since I offered them earlier and she turned them down. So I just smiled and decided I'd offer them again. Do you want to wear my shoes? Is that okay? Of course, we wouldn't want you getting hurt anymore, now would we? I remember using strategy guides to help me play games. I'm like, sometimes in this game you need it, because sometimes it's like you have to go back to the same place like 3 times, but the game gives you like no direction for it, so. What about you, big sis? I'm your big sister, so I'll just be fine. I wouldn't accept any objections. I just took off my shoes and handed them to Sachiko, without another word. Cheerfully, she slipped them on over my socks. They were a little bit big on her, but I knew she'd feel better just having them. Thank you. I'm really happy now. Let's get going then, okay? Sachiko wasn't used to such big, floppy shoes. She took one step and stumbled forward. Are you alright? Here, you can take my hand. Okay, big sister Yuka, I love you. Ah, Sachiko, I've already looked in here and there was nothing to find. Let's head back, okay? Oh, really? Is it really okay to keep going like this? Let's go this way. Sachiko was pointing down the hall, toward the spot where the earthquake had dropped me. This way? Is there something over there? I don't know. But come on. What was that sound? I want to go in there. In there, but that room is locked. It just made a sound like it unlocked. Is there something in there? Please, I want to go in. Well, alright, let's see what's inside then. Sachiko nodded firmly, then practically dragged me by the hand over to the door to make near my entry point in this underground maze. Oh. Wow, this room is pretty big. Over there. Energetic as can be, Sachiko pulled me farther into the darkened room. Sachiko, wait! Ow. I suddenly felt a sharp pain in the sole of my foot and I looked down to see what I'd stepped in. A nail? The floor here was actually kind of a mess. It was bumpy and uneven and there was all kinds of tiny, sharp-looking objects scattered everywhere. Not just old rusty nails, but bits of glass, loose wooden boards, and jagged edges and splinters all over them. And plenty else I couldn't even identify. I'm bleeding. So cute. Ha ha ha. Sachiko? What's wrong, big sis? Huh? You're over there? So what was that voice I just heard? Oh, so that's the pile of mattresses. Is there anything else I can investigate in here? Bleach white bones in a heap against the wall. So tiny, probably just a child. Oh yeah, Sachiko, how old are you? How old am I? Yeah, like what age are you? You're in elementary school, right? I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry. Sachiko just stood there with her head hung low and a look of disdain in her face. She didn't say another word. It seemed safe to assume that she probably didn't have any more memories from when she was alive at all. No, I'm sorry I asked. Don't worry about it, please. Okay, sorry. Looking a bit closer at the pile of bones, there's a student ID name tag jutting out from the victim's ribcage, identifying her as female. Renaissance Elementary School, Yukari Sakaya. And nothing else in here? Oh. There's a desk in the corner of the room. Something seems to have fallen underneath it. What's that? It, looks like an old instant camera? Sachiko bent down and lifted the camera gingerly as if it was some kind of rare treasure. Then she pointed at me and pressed the shutter button. Oh, bright. Ah, that startled me. Looks like it still works. May I have it? Huh? Sure, but isn't it heavy? That's okay, I'm happy. Okay. It's a stack of folded up Japanese-style futons. Big sis, Sachiko is tired. Do you want to take a quick nap on these futons? Uh-huh. Carefully tiptoeing across the litter-strewn floor, nursing my sore and bloodied foot the whole while, I snaked my way over to the futons. I didn't much like the idea of sleeping in the same room as a dead child, but I had to admit I was pretty exhausted too. They're a little damp and musty, but if we lay them out, maybe we can at least get off our feet for a while. I'm so sleepy. Okay, I'm laying yours out right now. As soon as the futon was on the ground, as flat as it would go, Sachiko sprawled out on it. It wasn't long before her eyes started drooping. Yay, futon! Just seeing this innocent little girl joyously stretching out and taking a nap was enough to lift my spirits and renew my hope. I'm so glad Sachiko's here with me. Thank you, big sis. Thank you too, Sachiko. I don't know what I would do if you weren't here with me. Zzz. She really must have been tired. She was out like a light the second her head touched the bedding. She's so cute. I should sleep too. I've been walking a lot. I hope that when I wake up, I'm back at home. I woke to find myself being shaken. Sachiko was trying to get me up, and her expression had gone white as a sheet. Big sis! Big sis! What is it? She was on the verge of tears. Something seemed to have really spooked her. Did that huge man find us? Was she attacked? It's okay, tell me what happened. Nice and slow. I lost my hairpin. Your hairpin? When I woke up, it was gone. Oh, okay. So that's all then? That's all? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it might have been something more scary. Where did you lose it? If we look, I'm sure we'll find it. The two of us searched every last inch of the room, me with a wounded foot, but we came up empty-handed. Sachiko, is there anything your big sister can do for you? The entire time we searched, Sachiko hadn't said a word. I was hoping invoking our sisterly bond might help cheer her up. Hair keeps getting in my eyes and it hurts. Give me that thing you're wearing. She raised her right hand slowly and pointed to my headband. That's, I'm sorry, but that's the one thing I can't give away. As soon as I refused, Sachiko let out a faint, otherworldly groan. In the next moment, her face distorted and changed. She no longer looked like an innocent little girl. She looked well and truly like a demon now. Sachiko? Give it to me. Give it to me! The look in her eyes alone sent chills down my spine. These were the eyes of someone who meant harm, and was perfectly capable of inflicting it. What do I do? Give her the headband? I'm gonna say no. Sachiko was continuing to groan under her breath. Fearing what she might be capable of, I desperately tried to console her. Sachiko, please, I want you to listen. This is something my mom just bought for me, and it's a very important reminder of her. That's why I can't give it to you. Your mom? Somehow or another, that seemed to quell her anger. Her facial expression snapped back into that of a gentle, kind girl I've been talking to all this time. That's right. I'm really sorry, but I have to turn you down on this one. That's from your mom? She was oddly receptive to this explanation, and even seemed fascinated by it. Maybe I'd caused her to remember something about her own mother. She was a little girl, after all, so her mom was probably really dear to her in life. Mom. She looked like she was on the verge of tears again. I was beginning to feel bad that I'd even breached the subject. You would have said no too? Yeah. It's like, we gave you our shoes and our socks. Sucks for you, you ain't getting my hairband. I'm sorry. No, it's okay. She still seemed a bit sad, but she nodded. Maybe she understood that I wouldn't give her my headband, and maybe she was okay with it. Okay, where do we go now? Okay, for the sake of not researching everywhere, let's find out. Okay. Body pool, body pool. Our favorite, the body pool. Hey, Sachiko? Sachiko! Hey, Sachiko! She wasn't even looking at me anymore. I must have really upset her. Listen, Sachiko. I can't give you my headband, but I can give you something else. Anything you want. Something else? Uh-huh. There's not a lot I can do, but if I can make you feel more at ease, I'd be glad to help. Something else. Alright then, let's go in here. But this room is... I really don't want to go back in there. Sachiko. Without a moment's hesitation, Sachiko just opened the door and walked right in. I didn't even have an opportunity to stop her. What do I do now? The first thing I noticed when I entered the room was Sachiko's form sprawled out on the ground at the foot of the body pool. She was twitching a bit and moaning again, but this time it sounded more like a moan of pain than of anger. Sachiko! Are you alright? Sachiko! I stepped over her and turned around so as to put the decaying bodies behind my back and out of sight, and then started shaking her. I felt like I absolutely needed to snap her out of whatever this was before something terrible happened. Big sis. Thank goodness you're away. Ah! I could feel her tiny, cold hand on my abdomen through the thin cloth of my shirt. She was pushing me backwards with tremendous force. Don't touch me. I lost my balance almost instantly and toppled over. It somehow felt like my fall occurred in slow motion. The walls and ceiling of the room grew more and more distant, but it happened gradually. Then I felt the murky liquid on my back and heard the splash. I was in the pool of bodies. Yeah, I remember this picture. Because I'd fallen backwards, it took me far too long to regain my bearings. I was submerged in that horrible, tainted water, close to drowning. I finally broke through the surface, dodging the many dislodged eyeballs that were floating around like peas in chicken soup. Each one wrapped in dull red, bulging veins. I didn't even want to think about what was in all the water I'd swallowed. Unfortunately, much of it was still on my tongue, my mouth filled with tiny bits and pieces of other human beings. The taste was overpowering. I was gagging and belching so hard I felt like I was going to regurgitate all my internal organs. I tried to scream, but could barely get any sound past the foul, lumpy stew in my mouth. Big sis, you're disgusting. So gross. So chunky. I was losing consciousness fast, and I remember silently praying, silently hoping that this was all just a dream. As the world faded around me, I just kept focusing on that one last wish. Please let me wake up in my bed. Big sis, here. Sachiko? I had no other choice. I grabbed Sachiko's outstretched arm and marveled again at her strength as she effortlessly pulled me out of the water. My entire body, from head to toe, was covered in sticky, goopy chunks of unidentifiable human flesh from countless different people. Big sis, you've got something on your head. Something... Slowly, hesitantly, I raised my hand to my head to feel around and determine what this something might be. I wasn't looking forward to the answer. What I felt was a huge clump of matter stuck to my hair, and just touching it lightly caused some of it to stick to my hand as well. It was a massive ball of fingers and toes. Disgusting. Big sis, there's still lots more on you. The severed digits were all so sticky and slimy that they'd gotten completely wrapped up in my hair like rollers. They weren't coming out easily. Calm down, big sis. Big sis? I must have passed out. When I came to, I was lying on the ground with Sachiko looking over me. Big sis, I'm sorry. She was on the verge of tears again. But wasn't that her voice I heard giggling at me? If not, then whose was it? Was I just hearing things? That had to be it. This sweet little girl couldn't possibly have been that twisted. No, it's okay. I didn't care how filthy I was. As long as Sachiko was all right, that's all that mattered. Yes, she was my little sister now, after all. I had to take care of her. I had to look after her. Definitely. Big sis, you're so slow. Uh-huh. Wait for me, please, Sachiko. What's wrong with me? My legs feel so heavy. Somehow, Sachiko had wound up in the lead, and I was following her blindly, struggling to keep up with her blistering pace. Big sis, you're all gross. Keep away from me. I looked down at my uniform. Sure enough, it was soaked through with the blood of those poor victims in the body pool. It smelled really awful. You're right. I am gross. Sorry. I didn't recall saying that, or even trying to say that. It's like my mouth was moving on its own, speaking somebody else's thoughts. Big sis, you sure are an idiot, you know that? Yeah, I sure am. If this was how she was going to treat me, then why was I being so nice to her? Why was I doing whatever she asked of me? It was bothering me, and yet it wasn't. I honestly didn't care anymore. I was content just to follow this abusive little girl to the ends of the earth. How long had I been walking, I wondered. Sachiko, are you still okay to walk? I was following Sachiko despite myself. I had no idea how much time had passed, but it felt like an eternity. And she'd completely stopped answering any of my questions. I guess that's enough. She came to a halt. What's wrong, Sachiko? She turned and looked up at me with wide, innocent eyes. There's something Sachiko wants you to give her. What is it? What was it going to be this time? I honestly didn't want to know, but the question came out of my mouth anyway, and so did this. Whatever it is you want, Sachiko, you can have it, just for you. Well, in that case... Can I have your life? My life? Somehow, some part of me knew this was coming, and it was only a matter of time. I can't give you... Once again, I couldn't seem to control the words coming out of my mouth. It just said whatever it wanted to say, regardless of how I felt. You may have my life. She was laughing again. It was wild, crazy laughter. She was ecstatic. No! Why not? You said you'd give me anything I wanted. Because you're my big sister, right? Sachiko's smile almost seemed to twinkle in the dull light of the corridor. Hello, Isn't God? She had the face of an angel. But it was all just a mask. I'm scared. No, please. I mustered all the strength I had, trying with whatever life was left in me to denounce her words and resist her pull. What's up? Not much. We're almost done with Corpse Party. When this chapter's done, I'll switch to Overwatch. Just vibing. I was in a car accident the other day, so I've got injuries. I was in the passenger seat and I got hit by a red light runner for the second time in my life. So that was fun. No. Please, no. It re-aggravated a lot of my injuries. So, like, I'm gonna be fine. Nothing's gonna kill me, but I'm in a lot of pain. Like, the last time I got hit by a red light runner, I had a sternum injury. And so this one definitely, like, brought up the sternum injury again. Correction, more injuries, yeah. But yeah, so definitely re-aggravated my sternum injury. Like, I can't move my arms, like, very much. If I try to go, like, that far, it already hurts. And I can't lift anything, and, like, it hurts to touch and everything. My neck arthritis got fucked up from, like, the whiplash, so my neck hurts a lot. Every time I try to move it, it feels stiff and painful. And my head injuries from my recent, seizures and things that I've already had have gotten exacerbated. But I will survive. Like my title says today, destined to be in pain. Please don't joke about things like that, okay? Let's just hurry and find my big brother. Big brother will be able to help us somehow. I know he will. So let's just keep searching. Your big brother? That's right. I'll never be like Big Brother, but I'll try my best. Big Brother this and Big Brother that. God, you're annoying. New mic? No, it's the same mic. Audio settings had been changed. Does it sound okay? I'm sorry. It's the same mic. It's just in field of vision. We moved my desk setup. We did remodel my entire apartment. Not remodel, but we did redecorate. So I'm on the other side of my studio apartment now. Just give it to me. I'm going to kill you. Kill you. I'll make you wrap those hands around your neck and die. Nice, thanks. Just die already. Sachiko? My body shook and spasmed uncontrollably. I was being overtaken by an invisible force. I was compelling me to speak, to say what would be my very last words on this earth. A suicide note when you get right down to it. I guess there's nothing I can do. Okay. I'll give it to you. I'll give my life to you, Sachiko. It's all yours. Oh, the giant man is back. It was instantaneous. With one single blow, my skull was cracked wide open and blood splattered far and wide. At what point did I make a wrong choice? I could feel blood wait, no, don't do that. No, don't do all that. Okay. How do I want to get to the menu to find out what our darkening was. Oh, so that might be why we're dead, because it might be because I got too much darkening. So we may have to go back and just not get so much darkening. What was it, this? So, yeah. I could feel blood trickling out from my nostrils and my right ear. My brain was jutting out from inside my head, fully exposed to the air. But I was still conscious. I could still feel everything. She took a picture of me. Oh my gosh. I saw a bright flash of light and realized she'd just taken my picture with that instant camera she'd been holding on to. What a pretty picture this is. I'll title it Lowly Woman. Sachiko was such a cute little girl before, but now her face was twisted into a hateful, spiteful grimace, and she looked down on me in contempt. I know. How about I show this to Big Brother? You told me I could have anything I wanted, right? Well, he's my big brother now. Sachiko began petting my sticky, matted head with her coarse, sticky hands in a mockery of my previous gentleness with her. What a filthy face. Getting this was my goal all along, you know. My scrap of paper from the charm? I want to play with you again, big sis, so I'll spare you from your fate, for now. Let's do this again real soon. Hey, Isn't God resubbed? Thanks for the resub, Isn't God? She said she was going to spare me from my fate. Does that mean I didn't die? Or she took my paper. Maybe that does mean I did die? Number 6 cleared. Damn. Okay. I think that there's 2 more chapters. Oh, wait. We got 2 achievements. What was that? Shobu. Found all the name tags from Shobu.